My name's Richard Kovacs. I'm here with First Baptist Church in Aztec, New Mexico. And I'd like to start off with a little background from me. I grew up over in Bloomfield, coached over here in Aztec, was married, this is my third wife, and that's going to lead me into this deal I've got for you guys. I grew up in another denomination, and in our household, we had two denominations. My dad was one denomination, my mother was another denomination, and me and my brothers went after my mom's denomination. It got baptized, was going along thinking everything was all right, got out of high school, got married, and going along with this thing, well, I kind of slipped away from the church that I was going to. And I was going to life, I thought, I've still got God, God's in my life, and I'm doing all this stuff, and, I went through a couple of marriages, kind of forgetting about God. I still had him in my life, but he wasn't the center of my life. He was something that I was just putting out there that I believe in God, I still pray and stuff like that, but he wasn't the center of my life. Then come along my third wife. We got together. We'll be married 16 years at the beginning of next month. And once we got married, everything kind of changed for me. I still believed in God, but I slowed down a little bit. I started looking, what am I missing? What's missing in my life that I've really got to put back in my life? And me and my wife started talking about going to church. Now, I know 16 years is a long time. Okay, well, actually, let's say 14 years. It's a real long time, but we started going out and going to different churches and stuff, and whether we like this one or we like that one, or we didn't quite know what we wanted to be. Now, I've been a consultant for the past 12 years, so I'm always out of town. So really making it a Sunday deal with the wife, working the schedule, we worked 14, 14, 20, and 10. I never really had a lot of time. Well, after COVID, and I think that's kind of a godsend deal, I was put back here. And with my wife, we really started going every Sunday. Do we like this church? Do we like that church? And then my wife told me, have you ever been to First Baptist in Aztec? I said, well, yeah, I coached over here in Aztec. I've been there lots of times, going to state and having dinners and stuff. Yeah, I've been over there. So I walked in here. I never will forget the day I walked in here. I'm a little bit behind my wife. We come to the door, and the first person I see is Gary Cleaver. Now, me and Gary go way back in the oil field. And Gary just looked at me like, I cannot believe you're here. And it was at that moment, guys, that I realized this was church. And what I was missing was putting God at everything I did. Not just putting him outside my life, but really bringing him back into my life. We didn't make it a quarter of the way down the aisle, and I was like, honey, this is the church. This is it. This is, and Pastor Mike, I had met him a couple years earlier fishing with my little brother, and my nephew had brought him out on the river. And when I looked at him, I said, I know him, but I did. He wasn't even in my life yet. We go through that first night. We meet Pastor Mike. He says, hey, I'll be over Monday. Let's have a meeting. So he comes over Monday. Lo and behold, I'm a huge OU fan. And he happens to be an OU fan. I mean, what are the chances of that? He comes, he talks, and everything that me and my wife have been talking about it's right here, putting God at the center of our life and doing for God, not asking him, what can you help us with? But putting him there and thanking him for everything we've done. And since then, this has probably been the best year and a quarter of my life. I'm 57 years old, going on 58. It took me that long to realize what's important to me, what my obligations are, and what I need to do for family. That's about all I got, guys.